Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and in today's video, I wanted to give you guys more details on AT&T's next generation network and what their strategy is. And as you can see here on the screen, their strategy also is going with more macro cells and small cells as well. I was talking to one of my contacts yesterday, and he said, well, Sprint does have the most spectrum, and their plan is to use small cells as well. And they've said multiple times that within the next 2 years they will have the number one and number two network in most markets. But as we all know, Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, they're not going to just sit around and stay stagnant. They're going to improve as well. So it will be very tough for Sprint to really get ahead with lower spending on the network side. So it will be interesting to watch. Next year will be very interesting because 6 months in the wireless industry is a long time. It is very long. So there has to be a lot of improvements coming here in the next 6 months. So as you can see here on this chart, the blue is macro cells. These are the regular tower sites that you see. They're tall and usually are higher than most houses and buildings. And the orange is small cells. So as you can see, AT&T is preparing a project to add more macro cells and small cells. So this year they really didn't do too much, as you can see. I think they put up about 5,000 small cells, and they're getting closer to 70,000 on the macro cells. But next year they're going to improve that number from 5 to about 15,000 small cells and get the macro cell count closer to 70,000. So next year will be a very interesting year for AT&T. They're looking to make their network a lot denser, which with their current spectrum that they're slapping on these towers, the three-way carrier aggregation with this density will make the network a lot faster on average in a lot of markets, which is good because it brings competition. As you can see, 2018, well over 20,000 on the small cells, and they hit 70,000 on the macro cells. Now, these are just estimates and projections. We don't know if this is actually going to happen, but usually AT&T executes pretty well. So as you can see, 2019, well over 30,000 small cells and a little over 70,000 on the macro cells. So definitely this is a very aggressive plan. So it looks like AT&T might be increasing their spending on the network as well. And as you can see here, by 2021 is supposed to be the finishing touches to what they're projecting. So they're projecting, I want to say, if I'm looking here, about 72 to 73,000 macro cells and a little over 50,000 small cells by 2021. So that is really good. This is what AT&T's network needs with the amount of spectrum that they have. They're number two on the spectrum side of things. So definitely exciting news there. So we're going to see competition ramp up. I want to say starting in Q1 already. So this is really good. T-Mobile is going to use small cells. Verizon's already ahead of everyone, so Verizon's going to push it even more. So definitely be on the lookout for more network upgrades in your area in the near future. So definitely just wanted to also show you the progress that AT&T had already made in New York. So as you can see here, we invested nearly $1.5 billion in our wireless network in New York between 2013 and 2015. In 2015, we built 43 new cell sites and added capacity to 1,052 more. We also added 4G LTE to 312 cell sites across the state. So definitely, there's some improvements going on there with AT&T in New York. They're investing heavily. Like I said, a lot of carriers have priority markets. Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, they have priority markets. The more users, the bigger market share, those markets, they have priority. So it looks like AT&T has priority in New York. They're investing a lot of money there. They added 43 new cell sites. I know it's, 2016, but looks like AT&T is very solid in New York. Verizon's solid and T-Mobile is solid as well. And Sprint is starting to get better in New York. They're really good in Manhattan, but there's still some, rural areas and other cities that Sprint needs to get better. So, let me know in the comment section down below if you feel like AT&T is, on their way to really becoming the better network. Because in the past, it's always been, oh, is it Verizon? Is it AT&T? Is it Verizon? Is it AT&T? There was never really a discussion between T-Mobile and Sprint being one of the better networks. It was always between Verizon and AT&T. But as you guys saw in my other video, AT&T does have more spectrum than Verizon. So if they densify it, I think AT&T could really make a push to, take some number one spots from Verizon in a lot of markets. So can Sprint. And T-Mobile is struggling a bit now. I've done a little bit more research and looked deeper into it. A lot of people are complaining about congestion in a lot of markets. It's starting to show that their growth is outweighing, capacity, and the network team. It's hard to keep up when with that type of growth. It is hard for the network team to keep up with the demand. Eventually they'll get to it, but it'll take quite some time to fix certain capacity issues for T-Mobile. So, and definitely, as you saw in the video, they have the least amount of spectrum out of anyone. So, just wanted to make this video for you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you feel like, AT&T could really challenge Verizon, in markets like in New York, bigger markets as far as speed and being very dense? Or does Verizon take the crown in the future once again? So definitely like, share, and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. And this is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.